markets, and I'm rejoined by Keith Fitz-Gerald of Fitz-Gerald Group, joining from the West Coast. Keith, great to have you. And it looks like we are seeing stocks open, taking that breather as we had talked about earlier. Sounds like nothing to be too concerned about as earnings season continues on and we pick up steam into earnings with that peak season approaching next week. Any particular reports on your radar that you think could be market moving?
Well, clearly Tesla this afternoon is going to be a game changer or a game enhancer. We don't know which yet, but I'm watching tech, of course. Defense, we just came through. I own both Lockheed Martin and Raytheon, so we're super happy to see those reports. So really, it's steady as she goes. The biggest mistake most investors make right now, Kristen, is that they let their emotions get the better of them. So they see something that the headlines latch onto, and instead of making a small course correction, they do something crazy, and that works against them over time. So it's calm, stay on the fairway, stay focused right now, especially coming into elections.
And collected. Tech earnings usually do seem to take the spotlight. We can see those stocks move in different directions, clearly in the wake of those reports. Once we get into next week, Apple, Amazon, NVIDIA. Keith, I'm sure NVIDIA probably is on your radar, as so much focus has been on the semiconductor space as it's tied to artificial intelligence of late. What's your take?
I think AI is going to go down as one of the single biggest investable opportunities in recorded human history. So, bottom line on that is any investor who is playing around the edges is going to get left behind. Investors who are smart enough to wade in and to just hold their nose and do it anyway, chances are probably going to do very, very well over time.
Very well over time. We'll be following that closely, of course. We talk so much about AI and really a lot of companies in the pipeline to tap the capital markets. I'm curious what you think about the deal pipeline, if that could open up more, as we do anticipate interest rates will come down over time.
You know, we were just talking about that in the office the other day. You know, I would like to see a bigger, more robust pipeline. But what's happening instead is these great big companies have got strong balance sheets and lots of cash. So they're buying up many of the smaller players before the public even gets a chance at them. So ironically enough, when it comes to big tech, the best tech, you want to be with these big dominant names because they're the ones that are getting their hands on the small innovative technology. It's very rare to see a small company like Palantir break through. But once you do, hold on for dear life, because chances are that's going to do really well.
Any other emerging industries, Keith, that you think could be attractive opportunities out there in addition to artificial intelligence?
Absolutely, and it's a spillover effect. I think healthcare is going to be a complete upend here within the next 5 years. We're going to solve cancer. We're going to solve hunger. We're going to solve many of the medical problems, Parkinson's, MS, that we have been struggling with as human beings for thousands of years. So healthcare in particular, developmental medicine, and AI acceleration of laboratory treatments. Those are all subsegments of the healthcare environment. I think we're on the cusp of customizable medicine, is what I call it.
Customizable medicine, that certainly will be in focus. Do you have a year-end target, Keith, as we look to wrap up this segment and head down to the trading floor?
Well, we just took out my year-end target going up, so I've got to redo those numbers, Kristen. I don't have one that I can whip out just yet. I've got to do some math.
Impressive, though, that we see the S&P 500 up 60% in the past 2 years, of course, since this bull market started in October of 2022. Keith Fitz-Gerald, principal at Fitz-Gerald Group, joining me remotely on the West Coast. Keith, thank you so much. It's good to see you.
An honor. Thank you.
All right, well, stay with us, everyone, because we will have